Hello, welcome to the Mark Attwood Show, Adventures in a Cosmic Suit. Before I start today's show, please make sure that you click the links that are in the ticker below here, the Linktree link in particular, and get on my email list because one YouTube channel down already. God knows how long this one will last. We're over on Telegram as well, which is getting busy, so it'd be great to see you there. But today, that's a little reminder here. Let's have a look at that. There you go. We are always free. Yes, today I have the pleasure of being joined by Madonna English. Hello, Madonna.
Hey, Mark. Hi.
Well, firstly, I've got to apologize for taking so long to get you on the show.
No apologies required. It's okay. Happens when it happens, when it aligns, and it did, finally.
Yeah, I can't believe it's April this week.
Say again?
I can't believe it's April this week.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can't believe it either. I know. It's crazy.
No, I was just with some people earlier, and we were like, what were we doing this time last year? And then we realized we were doing the same exact thing last year. We were sat in that place overlooking the island, and we were in a lockdown, and we're in lockdown again.
Yeah, it's great fun. Whereabouts in the world are you?
I am in Boracay in central Philippines. It's like it's like the Koh Samui of the Philippines. It's
Yes.
like the main tourist island. So yeah, during normal times, it's quite a fun place.
So I do a bit of work in Mauritius, and Mauritius has been completely locked for like a year, and they didn't even have a case until about 2 weeks ago. So how is it there? Is it total lockdown, police everywhere, blah, blah, blah?
Well, yeah, Manila, which is the capital, is in total lockdown. But the thing here is we weren't given much notice that they're gonna do it. So we were like, just like living our lives normally, and then lockdown. At least Manila was given like a notice, a few days. But anyway, you roll with it. We're pros now, aren't we?
Well, it doesn't really exist for me. I'm in my own in here. They can't lock you down in here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So try your
Where
worst.
are you exactly, Mark? Are you in Ireland, right?
I'm in the west of Ireland, yeah.
That's you're in a vortex, aren't you?
Yeah. Hey, absolutely. Total vortex. Yeah. This is like you wouldn't believe, actually. Yeah.
Oh, I can.
Well, this is the thing, right? So I've become aware of you on Facebook and watched you shine your light. And you know, like a lot of us, you're up against it. You've got people cutting you out of their lives. You've got family issues because of what's going on, but you're refusing to stand down. You're standing true in your light, and that's inspiring. So that's why I wanted to chat to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, you see, even if I tried, Mark, I don't think I can do it any other way. I can't, I simply won't be able to operate in any other way than this. And yes, it came with a big price. But then, the universe has its way to balance things out. And right now, I'm just really, in fact, I sometimes I go like, is this really is it happening? Like the kind of relationships that are being forged right now, the friendships that are being forged right now in my life, I could only dream of them, pre-2020. It would have been like, nah, that can't be possible. That kind of that quality of that's like too perfect almost. I don't know if you know what I'm saying here, but it's like so beyond the beyond what I could ever imagine. So that's the quality of friendships and people and relationships that are being, are taking place in my life right now. So I can't really complain.
Yeah, I feel the same. I've got incredible new friends. I bounce out of bed. You know, I was working on this channel till 2 a.m. I got up at 7:30 this morning, and everything revolves around this, the information, and lightening everything, and going on your own journey as well. I mean, I'm having experiences every day now that are way beyond 3D, way beyond anything I ever expected. I'm talking to trees, to stars, to UFOs, to fairies. Every time I open my gob, it sounds like I'm in a sci-fi movie.
Yeah. I can only actually really talk to people like you now. I mean, I know that's quite limiting, but it's not a problem for me. Not really participating in 3D life anymore. I just can't. I still have to, of course. But the thing is, I can't wait to hop out of that third dimension, because things are far more exciting in the 5D realm, or whatever realm, whatever dimension we land on these days, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So, what's your story? How did you? When did you first realize that you weren't like everybody else?
Well, that didn't really come until, I would say, only recently, like maybe the last 4 years. Even though I have been on the spiritual path for the past 10 or so years, I was like, I was just like a yogi. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm also a sound healer, and I know you're into your tuning forks. I saw you the other day bring that out. And yeah, I'm so into all those things. But so the realization that really there are different, there's a multidimensionality, right? That is occurring. Only just really came to me 2-3 years ago. I got into I had the privilege of meeting this Greek family, and they're like, I would say, if I were to describe them in a short phrase, would call them the flower people, because these are the type of people who actually drink this is their own description of themselves, right? They drink the nectar of the flowers. They that's how they navigate their life. And so I was shown this other dimension, right? That it actually exists, and fairies, and the guardians of the lands, and spirit animals, and all that. They're there. They're just inhabiting a different dimension than where we're at. And so when I got a peek of that, I was like, oh, I'm in. I'm gonna drink those flowers. So I'm very glad that I was the timing of it worked. That it prepared me for 2020, because I really honestly don't think that I'd have hacked it.
Yeah.
If I hadn't been prepared that way for this. So yeah, I think that's my story.
Well, that's great. It's a very hard thing to describe to somebody that doesn't have any of those experiences, but everybody's got the ability to do it. And I think that's the thing that frustrates me, is because people just get so locked down and prove this, prove that. When you do, and it's like, no, you're missing the point. You're totally missing the point. And it's like, it seems to me that this thing's being extended just to give them a little bit more time. What do you think?
I agree. And the plus side of it is, okay, yeah, we're maybe not. It doesn't apply to you where you are, because as you described, you're in this like West Ireland fairyland vortex. But most of us, well, I'm actually also in that kind of like third dimension, being in this island paradise. But I know many people like us who are not as blessed, right? A lot of the friends I know, the light work, the most incredible light workers I know are placed in the densest cities in the world, and yeah, I know that there's a reason for that, So, what I'm saying is, they are also like they've had enough, right? As much as they're holding the light, holding the space and the frequency, it's so dense that they're like, F this, I'm just really, I can't deal with it anymore. I'm bogged down and I'm all that. But we can also take it as like, okay, we're there already, but you're still being chiseled, because it's you're not quite there yet. There's still a lot of inner work that needs to happen, because at the end of this, at the other side of this, I know, we all know that that's when the actual job starts for us.
Well, I've been ringing God, saying that yeah, okay, I know it's I know the work starts when we finish this, but I need a fucking holiday now. Some days, seriously, some days I have to go to sleep.
Yeah, I know.
Right, and then some days I wake up and I'm like, really? Have we still got to do this?
I know. There were time stamps along the way when I also felt that, like, God, I don't know about, like, having to do this anymore. I also got there, but then what else are you gonna do? What do we really have an option?
No.
I mean, we do. Yes, we do. There's always free will, free choice. That is the reality that we have signed into. But that's not even an option anymore at this point. I don't think. We're just too far out there already. We've tasted it. We have a good idea. What it's gonna be like. So there is no other option but to finish. Go until the finish line, and it's almost there. I know it's almost there. And even if it isn't, I'm really doing everything I can on a daily basis to make sure that I will be okay. Even if it doesn't happen according to the timeline that we're hoping, but good dear God, please let it happen already.
So what's are you still able to work? Are you how are you living there? Are you you still doing yoga classes and stuff like that?
You know what? 2020, I just wasn't in that space to do that, to do any of that, to teach. There was so much inner turmoil that I had to, that I had to put out the fire, so to speak. I was engulfed. I was self-combusting. So I'm like, I was just really not in the space to share and anything from me. I needed to really go within and heal. And I was also, as I was doing that, I was also very much, as you may have probably seen, engaged on the digital battlefield. And I was so consumed by that as well. So fortunately for me, somehow, God's made it possible for me to do this financially. Well, I nearly lost everything actually at the start of this. And thankfully, I managed to sell my business. So I'm now, I can breathe, and I can actually just, reassess what I really want to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I know that the possibilities are infinite from here on. So that's where I'm much more interested in diving into these days. It's the, what's next, what's out there. Yes, okay, the reality sucks right now. We have to go through this. It's all part of the script. Yeah. But this will end. And the ending is not going to be for everyone. Yes, I know that, but it's going to be for us. It's going to be for me. It's going to be for you. It's going to be for us who have really done the work, right? And so I'm just preparing myself for that. I mean, what else are you going to do, right? I think I've done everything I can now in this current reality. I've engaged. I've said my piece. I still continue to do so, but I'm just being more mindful now, so as not to get deplatformed again, because it's hard to get back into it and to build again. So now I think I'm just getting more and more clarity as to what I'm supposed to do for the rest of my life, or for not for the rest of my life, but for the near future. And that's gonna be really, I'm gonna be involved in the mopping up.
Yeah.
So
have you got a visual picture you can paint for everybody of how you see things happening?
Oh, I have a visual, but I'm open to when Q says it's going to be biblical. I don't think we really have a clue.
I don't either. Yeah.
How biblical it's going to be. I actually, when this evergreen thing came about, and then all the parallel with the Bible, the Red Sea, all the decodes about the dates, Christ resurrection, and all that. It gave me a glimpse as to the scale of the biblicality of it, and it actually, I remember gasping for breath, like, it was just like an inkling, like a brief download as to, because we had no idea that this was like going to be in the picture, right? Like some boat is going to get stuck on the Suez Canal, and it's just going to cause worldwide financial economic mayhem. That wasn't, so I'm thinking there's going to be a lot more of this. Gonna be a lot more of this in such a scale that none of us would. I mean, like, we're just gonna be so. I mean, we say that we're ready. Come on, bring it on. We've been ready for some time, but are we really?
Well, when are you ever ready for anything? When are you ready to start a new job, have a child, travel? I mean, I'm always a bit resistant for all of those things. But anyway, I'm going to share a little joke with you that I did this morning. So this is evergreen customer service here.
I have to. Okay.
Yeah.
How can we help? Just wondering where my.
Yeah, read it out.
Okay. Can you outline the type of order, destination, and value, please? It was 22 million liters of white rabbit due in Rome last Tuesday. A bit of a problem there. What kind of problem? It's stuck in a canal. Now? Yes? Suez Canal. Are you fucking shitting me? The bishops are gonna be pissed. Looks like the containers are being unloaded in Egypt. Sir, hello.
So, that's the kind of thing that I pass my time with. I'm like, oh, let's do a joke with that. But what's really the reason I showed you that is because there were people on Telegram kicking off about saying, this is unbelievable. Like, this is shocking. And I'm like, come on, we've got to you've got to keep a sense of humor, because with one of the reasons I wanted to call you is because Alpa told me that you and her have a real good laugh every day, and I was like, well, that'll be good, because it's so important. It's so important because, like you said, there's going to be more of this, and it's heavy. It's heavy stuff, and we've got to keep it frothy, hard.
Oh my God! Without these memes, I don't know what mental state we'll be finding ourselves at this point. No, seriously, right? Like, these memes are like medicine.
Yeah.
Like one moment I'll be scrolling Telegram and like, oh, fucking hell, and then oh my God, like I'll be like crying. It's like
it's relief, isn't it? It's relief. It's their relief, because this is nothing in history has been as heavy as this.
Oh, good God.
Have a bit of a giggle on the way, because it's the only way through.
If you are still sane at this point, oh my God, respect.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm sane, but
no, yeah, but like not wanting to top yourself up is what I mean. It's like it's happening, right?
Yeah, I mean, have you ever been to rock bottom?
Yeah.
Of course you have.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. I think I don't know of anyone who has managed to turn themselves around, their lives around, without having reached the depths, the bottomless depths, right?
Yeah.
And because where else are you gonna go from there? There's nowhere else to go but up. Thankfully.
can go out, but that's what they really want you to do, because and what I learned is that if you do take the exit, they're like this. Results, big results. Soul harvest wise, that's a big result.
Yeah.
And I don't, and I think one of the hardest thing of this whole year has been the increase in suicide rates. And I lost my granddad last year because of this. He didn't have the C word, but he didn't understand why he was being locked in. So he started punching people, which is exactly what I did. And he gave up. He didn't want to be here anymore. And there's a lot of that. I've seen that lots of friends. And, my brother refuses to engage with anything about this with me. Thinks I'm completely nuts. He's the one who wouldn't let my mother answer the door. He wouldn't answer the door to my mother when she had presents for his kids, because he was too scared of dying from the flu. So I think that's the hardest thing that a lot of people are having to cope with. But I'm kind of sometimes feel a bit guilty when I feel chipper. You know what I mean? I do feel quite chipper. I'm walking around like, I'm pretty happy. Life's pretty good. I've got some great new friends. I'm eating really well. I'm sleeping really well. I feel a bit guilty.
Of course we can't help but feel guilty, because we have people in our lives that we really deeply care for who are truly suffering, and I'm not talking about the people who are just really closed off to all of this. I have people in my life who have been in support of the Orange Man, who have supported me as well in my activism, but somehow at this point, a year on, they're ready to throw in the towel, and of course, I'm really, because I've been a part of their journey too, that's the last thing I would want for them to do, and I'm really maintaining the space for these people, right? And yes, I do feel guilty sometimes that dang, how is it possible that I am feeling like on top of the world in these days, and so it's just about ready to clock it in. So more and more, it's becoming clear to me that, I really immerse myself these days in talks of 5D, 3D shift, just so that I have a better understanding of it all, and what's really happening. What's really happening is just it's a mind fuck.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
That's a technical term, but I agree. While you're talking to me, I'm getting loads of this, right, top to bottom, and this is my day. I get these incredible, spirits are all around me and with me and through me, and I'm connecting with people like you, and you're incredibly strong. And one of the interesting things is that there's a lot of people popped all over the world that I feel like I already know, and a lot of them I've not spoken to, that are just like, it feels like we're just there, just holding on, like you just said, holding the space. And that's a term I never used to understand what that meant. I've been on ceremonies and things like that with peyote and stuff like that. And people say, we're holding the space. And I'll be like, what the fuck are they talking about? Holding what space? I didn't know. And it's so funny how, like, the last 10 years, I feel like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards by God. And I didn't have a clue what was going on. Didn't have a clue. Right. And then start coming across all these ideas and things like 5D. And I'm like, what the fuck is 5D? I have no idea. But what I did know is about all the nasty stuff. And the nasty stuff I've known about for a long time. And then when you piece all that together and then realize this is God's plan, then it becomes like, oh, because it suddenly dawns on you, doesn't it, that there are going to be a lot of people that don't make it. And that's okay. And that's the thing my 3D version feels guilty about.
Yeah.
I'm still coming to terms with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's part of the process, isn't it?
I hear you. Because that's also what I'm trying to work on. Like, Madonna, as much as you wish for them to make it, I mean, like, okay, I'm just thankful that I think I'm gonna make it. I hope I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, I might not. I'm going on about it as if it's a
Right?
Probably not. I'll see you guys the other side with the Mars bar.
No, but it's like, this is like, really have to just be worried about, not worried. No, maybe not. That's not a good term to use. But the focus just has to be you. You are the most important thing. Yes, we have children, we have family, we have friends and all that we love so much and we want to bring along with us. But, who's to say that, like, I'm okay. But should this drag on for another 7 months? Hopefully not. I don't know. Maybe that my soul contract is for me to last until 2 months before the disclosure. I don't know, right? So
I'll be so pissed off if that happens. All I want to see is the emergency broadcast. I just want to see everybody's face when they realize it's all true.
Yeah.
Please let me see that.
Yeah.
That'd be so annoying, wouldn't it? Like, oh, disclosure.
So annoying. Yeah. But then, Mark, aren't you like, I don't know, but I'm, for the first time in my life, I'm 51 this year, and I'm like, yeah, actually this started happening last year in 2020, when I'm like, because I'm all alone here, right? I'm in this beautiful island. I don't have any family. I have my island family. My kids are somewhere else. My eldest is in Shanghai, totally living a parallel life. They didn't have any of this BS since March of 2020. He's just been like living life. He's writing plays. He's like doing all sorts of normal people stuff, right? Brilliant. And then I have my daughter who is she's in Manila with her dad. She goes to school there and all that. But, so I'm alone here. And so, there are days when I'm like, I feel my mortality. I feel like, what if I don't, what if I don't wake up tomorrow? I think about this thing sometime. How long will it take for people to know that they haven't seen me? Because I hardly go out. I'm just really happily.
Well, same. I only exist here.
Yeah. Right. So yeah. Sometimes I do not worry, but wonder about that. But then I'm like, I don't care,
I don't care either. That's the funny thing. I couldn't give a shit.
because I know where I'm going. It's going to be like, who gives a shit about all this? It's actually quite exciting. The thought of like, what's the word that they use? Not transcend, but
Ascension.
huh? No, not that. When you pass away,
you kick the bucket. You are an ex-parrot. You are deceased. No more.
Yeah.
You're a former
Yeah.
Madonna.
Yeah.
You are the fallen Madonna.
So yeah, I think that's like that's one of the perks, huh? That's a big perk. Imagine not being scared of dying, and being excited.
I've died thousands of times. There's nothing to it.
You've died thousands of times.
Yeah, I used to be a stand-up comic. I died on stage all the time. That's shit. No, we've been here thousands of times, right?
That's true.
So we've been through it.
Yeah. No.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. But God, it's right now. So if people ask me too, don't you get bored? I've never been as unbored, if that's even a word. Like, people in the 3D are like, oh, I've seen all the Netflix. I haven't even watched Netflix, Mark, since May of 2020. And I tell you,
anybody watching this should cancel Netflix immediately because they support paedophilia, and your BBC license and your RTE license. Just cut them off. I only watched one the other because my son has a sneaky account and he put a film on. I was like, when are you watching this? He said, Netflix. I said, turn that off. And he said, oh, I want to watch the film. So I watched the film. Sometimes you have to bend the rules, but
yeah.
No, I mean, I haven't got time to fart. I'm, I get messages from people saying, why are you ignoring me? I'm like, well, I've only got so much energy in the day.
Yeah.
There's more important things to do and think about than you worrying about that. So,
Yeah, and you can't explain to them what's this more important thing to do.
No, you can't explain it. They won't. They have no idea. I've got a guy calling me in an hour, and he's like, "I've been ringing you for 2 weeks. Why haven't you answered my call?" And I'm like, I can't really explain.
You're ghosting, Mark. You're ghosting people.
I'm ghosting people. Not on purpose, but I can't explain that. Sometimes you've just got to sit in the pyramid and twang a 432 hertz frequency fork off.
Oh, I want to.
What I need to do right now, or go for a walk in the woods and hug a tree and talk to a tree. That's what I'm doing. And do you know what? It's a much better way of living, isn't it?
Fairy life, fairy land, fairy living. Yeah.
Fairy land.
I talk to the trees. I drink the flowers, nectar. The bees hate me.
Which flowers? When you said about drinking the nectar, the flowers, I was taken back to childhood. And do you have stinging nettles there, where you are?
Not really, no, but I know what you mean because I lived in the UK for a decade.
So there's certain stinging nettles that have a little white flower.
Yeah.
And that tastes so good.
Yeah, nettle tea.
I remember spending days, not nettle tea, just picking them and then.
Oh, right.
Plucking the flowers. That's what I did as a kid all the time. It was beautiful, but I've not seen it around here.
Yeah.
So the nectar is, your competition for the bees. So there's going to be a honey strike because of you over there.
Yeah. So the other day, it was the spring equinox, right? And
1 week ago.
Yeah, it was. It just felt like the other day to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 4 days of the year that as a yoga practitioner, as someone who understands the energies of these days, I really make it a point to do something something ritualistic in those days. The 2 equinoxes and the 2 solstices. That's actually when I time my yoga retreats on these dates because they're very, very powerful, right? So that was a week ago, and I went into a trance, not a trance. It's not the right word. I just exited this realm and spent the day somewhere else.
Look, I was astrally traveling this time last week, and it was so powerful. It was so extraordinary that I made a little circle in my bedroom of crystal, which I've never done in my life. And they're still there because I don't want to move them, because I can still feel it. And it's like, I really liked it there. And now I'm going to go upstairs and make a phone call. It's like, oh.
Yeah, but it's always been available. We've just been cut off from this, the history, the connection, and now it's like it's very exciting because we're remembering, right? It's like the energies of these times is so powerful that literally I could feel that the veil that's been, covered, that's covered your brain, your memory, peeling away every day. It's like you have a remembrance of, okay, so this is like I've been here before, and you can actually bring that heaven that where we came from, because that's where we came from, Mark.
Yeah.
Now we can actually bring it here in this moment and live it and experience it, and you don't have to die to get there. Where it's accessible to us now.
Maybe that's why Evergreen's in the Suez is like, just park that there because we've got to bring this in. Come on, in you come. Maybe that's what's going on.
Yeah. No, it's that's if anyone, people are telling me nothing's gonna happen, you cutards, you're just like you're still like really believing that something's gonna happen, like, live with it. I know that this is not happening, and then nothing's gonna happen. That would be just.
It's all happening. It's like when the election or the fake inauguration and everything happened. We watched it online. We watched Biden, the fake Biden, doing his thing, and I was like, my heart sank a bit, and then I went, oh, hang on a minute. Of course, it's not finished, because we all wanted it to finish, right? So we're all like, oh, it's going to happen. There's going to be arrests. There's going to be all this. And then it's like, oh, okay. And then I was like, I get it now. I get it. This just has to keep. And it's happening every day. There's crazy shit happening every day. And people say, nothing's happening. It's like, well, which world are you living in? It's a comedy.
Mainstream media world. Mainstream media.
Well, this is the thing. I think the one thing I've been telling people, I actually did a meme in 2015 saying, turn off your TV, stop reading the newspapers, because it's the most important thing you can do just to get unplugged, because you're plugged in. And it's people who are still I literally can't watch 10 seconds of it. Makes me feel ill.
No. Yes. Oh, let's share this with you. I listen to YouTube videos of everyone, and because I haven't subscribed to YouTube, where you pay so that you don't hear the bloody ads, right? So every 5 minutes or so, it would come up, right? And it'd be like an ad for something. And I literally I'm listening there, washing the dishes, and I'm floating away. And then all of a sudden, it some kind of horrible 3D music will start cranking up, and you're jolted back to it's like feel hijacked, and then because it's like I know it's only gonna last for a certain number of seconds, I go
block it out.
So I drown the bloody thing.
I like that.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like it's an assault, right?
It is an assault. I see everything as an assault, but I've got because the whole planet's been weaponized against us, and we got used to it, and we didn't even realize it. Even you know, I keep telling people water is the most important thing. Just for God's sake, do something about your water. Do something about it, even if you're not, you know, just get it tested. Have a look what's in it, you know, because it's poison, and it all starts with the water. And then there's the air. There's not a lot you can do about that, but you do your best. Go into the trees, you know. Food, you know, just make a choice about what goes on your plate. Grounding, make sure you're grounded every single day. One thing I'm not very good at is yoga, because I'm not very stretchy, but I should be doing more of that. Are you doing any online stuff, any online classes?
Yeah, well, Alpa and I we're gonna do it. I mean, we've been talking about it for some time, but you know, when it aligns kind of thing. But yeah, we need to like get yeah.
Do yoga for 51-year-old men. I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of the yoga that I practice and teach is it's not your typical yoga stretchy.
Alpha, if you're watching, get a move on. Sort this out. Come on.
Yeah. Have you heard of Kundalini yoga? I'm sure you have.
Well, funnily enough, I was skiing very badly in Morocco about 6 years ago, and a friend of mine's a Kundalini yoga person, and she had me in the garden for I'd 6 months. I'd spent going to this doctor, that doctor, blah blah blah. My knee was knackered. I thought, this is it, I'm done. That's the end of sport. And then 5 minutes of Kundalini in the garden, and it was cool. It was amazing. Wow. Yeah, so I'm aware of it. Yeah. And but I haven't practiced it.
Well, I think you're gonna like it because you're woo-woo enough.
Some people think I'm way too woo-woo, but I know I will. I mean, to be honest, every time I sit in this pyramid here, strange things happen. It's good.
You know, I want one of those, but yeah, where I'm at right now with the lockdown and all that, it's gonna take probably the whole year for it to get here. So
he does show you how to make your own. You probably get
yes, I'm gonna make my own. It's
all about the angle. Right? So make it out of bamboo or wood or something. Not metal.
Not metal. Okay. Yeah, it's easier to do it with the natural material.
Anybody watching this doesn't know what we're talking about, just look at my YouTube channel for the Power of the Pyramids video. It's really, really, really good stuff. Pyramids are everything. They're everywhere. That's why they're all over the planet.
Right. Yeah. You know, I have experiences of you know, being under a pyramid, and one of the most memorable ones was when it was during a sound healing with the gongs, and I was under one because we take turns because there's only one pyramid in the space. And when I was under it, Mark, I mean, you know, I've been doing all sorts of like, you know, woo-woo stuff for many years, so I was like pretty open to stuff right at this point. But that particular experience was just so like because my hands were literally on fire. Like my hands were so like I could actually even hear fire crackling. And I was looking at it. I'm like, but it doesn't hurt. But I was just like, there was just so much energy emanating from my palms that I was starting to freak out. But then I'm like, it's not consuming me anyway. So my hands are still there. So let's just enjoy it. Maybe it's like a download, you know, energy download. And then when I told my my gong teacher after what the experience was, and he said that's, you know, that's the universal, that's a cosmic gift to you. You're being gifted the power of healing with your hands because you're gonna be, you know, playing the gongs. I'm like, all right, cheers.
That's the way it works. That's how good it is, isn't it?
That's the way it works.
So if there's anybody watching this who's not like at your level of woo-woo-ness, what would you say to them about getting through the next few months and connecting more with their spirit or their higher self or whatever you want to explain? Because I kind of trust you.
Well, you see, firstly, I didn't get the chance to thank you. Actually, I was meaning to do that at the start of this. Thank you for inviting me here. It's really, really, really honored. I was like, oh, because you're one of the truthers that I have been following from the get go. I told you who introduced you to me. I've been following you, and I find you to be one of the truthers with much integrity. So really honored to be here.
Well, thank you.
And plus, you're funny. You're a funny man.
That helps.
That helps.
I've got a load of trolls that disagree with you, but I'll take it. Thank you.
Stop the trolls.
Fuck the trolls.
Laughter. Oh my God, it's so high vibe.
Yeah.
If you're not laughing, you might as well chuck it in. Really,
What keep telling people? God's got a sense of humor. You are part of God. You're supposed to laugh.
God's got a wicked sense of humor.
Unbelievable. There's a fucking big tanker blocking the Suez Canal. I mean, yes, it's a child trafficking route, and that's really heavy. I understand, but it's also funny because I know God's in charge. That's why I know it. That's why it's funny.
I know. Oh yeah, totally. And the way Trump is as a man of God, and the way Putin is as a man of God. I mean, they're hilarious.
Yeah. Trump is every Trump rally is like a stand-up comedy gig. Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter? Where's Shaq? He's shot. He's Gonzo. Where's Joe? I mean, I'm just pissing myself.
Yeah, I know.
Because anybody watching this think, oh, you're taking it too lightly. No, it's because God's in charge. Once you really understand that, which I can't believe I say this stuff out loud online, but it's true. And once you understand that, it is funny because you can't die anyway.
Even if you try.
Yeah, I've tried.
I know, Mark. I know. I've listened to you. But well, I'm just gonna share what how I'm going about it really on a day-to-day basis. For me, it's like as I've been a yoga practitioner and teacher for a good part of the past decade, and it's been part of my language, right? Being in being in the presence of love, being in the present moment, and all that. New ageisms, right? But I think this is the first time in my life that I'm actually really having that experience of being in the presence of love, and I'm understanding that this is all temporary, and when I do inhabit that space of feeling the presence of love, I get a remembrance, at some level that I have come home, that I'm home in this life. I don't need to pass away. I don't need to live this life. I'm actually home in the presence of love, of God. Finding God really inside, and that's what I keep myself busy with. That's why I'm never bored. And you can get through that in many ways. For me, it happens to be through Kundalini yoga, through the breath work, whether it's dynamic or still breathing, not breathing, but being in a still position. This moments of realization that the God is within me opens up when I access those spaces when I'm breathing, right? So for me right now, it's like I want to be in there more. I don't want to access it just when I'm on my yoga mat or while I'm swimming in the sea, or I want to inhabit it 24/7 because I'm greedy like that. Why not, right? I want to when I'm cleaning, when I'm on my computer, I want to feel it all the time, no matter what. So that's what I'm working on really, because I know it's accessible. It's very accessible. We just have to know how to tap into that God energy. But it's, you know, it has never been more available and accessible. That's what I'm realizing, you know. So yeah, I guess that's the message I want to leave everyone with. And
Well,
laugh, crying out loud, laugh.
yeah,
So yeah,
what's wrong with you people? Jesus.
and that's why Alpa and I,
She's
'cause
she's bonkers. People don't realize how bonkers she is. She
she
rings me up.
she's
50-50.
medicinally
Is she?
bonkers healing. We heal each other. We
Oh,
do, you know, because I have friends who I say, you know, I was just talking to Alpa for the last 2 hours. What the hell do you talk about? We don't necessarily talk about anything. We just laugh, you know?
I'm amazed Alpa gets any work done between you, me, Greg, and everyone else who's ringing up all the time. Jesus. She says she's off for healers. I don't believe you. Anyway, Madonna, fantastic to meet you. And I look forward to coming on a 7D yoga retreat at yours one day.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And we will do it. We'll do it all these like vortices and all these high energy places all over the world. I think that's really what I'm being called to do.
I want to teach the levitation classes because I'm a great pilot.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm in.
I mean, I just had a vision of me teaching kids how to fly. That'd be great.
Wow, anti-gravity.
Yeah.
We will find out that gravity is not like what it is.
I was telling my kids yesterday, there is no such thing as gravity. They're like, what? It's like, come on, kids, you know better now. You know better than that. Don't repeat shit you learnt at school to your father because it always ends up in trouble. Right. You have a wonderful day.
You too, Mark.
I'll speak to you again sometime soon.
Thank you.
Take care.